The Sports Town Podcast.
And again, thanks for coming on, guys. But did you think, or is there another player in the, is there another free agent that I'm forgetting that you could see jumping to another team and kind of shocking all of us?
John Collins.
Ooh, John Collins, you're right. He is a...
Collins.
Is he a free agent or is he a...
I think he's restricted.
Okay.
I think he's a restricted free agent, but that would sort of be like a little bold prediction I have for the offseason would be like John Collins ended up somewhere.
I know you said that you're a big Kawhi fan, JJ. And look, there's been rumors floating around that perhaps Kawhi isn't as safe to return to the Clippers, which to me, I think that's just a lot of buzz. Because look, we all heard that he bought a super expensive house in LA. Granted, he could just sell it, right? But I don't see what team he will go to that gives him a better chance than the LA Clippers, especially how well they played after he left. I think Kawhi will stay with LA, but I think you hit it on the head, JJ. There's not many marquee players in this free agency, but there's a lot of mid-tier players that can make a difference. Bobby Portis, he's a free agent this season, and I know some teams are going to look at him and be like, I could use a player like Bobby Portis. I could use a dog on my team. Reggie Jackson from the LA Clippers. As much as Reggie Jackson would like to go back, I think some team is just going to throw crazy money at Reggie Jackson. Money talks, right? We all know that money talks. So it's. I don't think there's many marquee free agents, but there's a lot of good mid-tier free agents that can definitely help a team out.
Yeah, and I think, Alex, you first mentioned John Collins, and I kind of heard a lot of sources, John Collins to the Spurs. That would help San Antonio a lot, I think, if they could sign Collins. And then, of course, as you mentioned, Jesus, Kawhi Leonard, of course, he's a free agent this year. If he opts out, which he probably is going to, because he can make the supermax of the Clippers, which I think makes the most sense. But the Heat and Mavericks, I know, have been rumored are going to try to make a hard push at Kawhi. And Miami kind of makes sense because, you have Jimmy Butler and Kawhi. They're great friends. And before Kawhi went to the Clippers, he wanted Jimmy Butler, and of course Butler signed with Miami, but the only concern about that is Kawhi is far from home, and he wants to be in LA. And if he's not going to go to the Warriors, I don't think, because it's not his team, and that's one of the reasons why he didn't go to the Lakers, because it wasn't his team, it was LeBron's team. So I think he's safe with the Clippers. Reggie Jackson, I could see him getting a massive payday, the way he played this postseason. And of course, back to Kawhi, I think he's going to retain with the Clippers, because if Kawhi doesn't get hurt, I think the Clippers probably make the finals because they took the Suns to 6 game with just Paul George. And I really think if Kawhi returns to the Clippers and he's healthy, the Clippers are, outside the Lakers, probably the second most team to win the finals. And of course, the Clippers with Kawhi are 4-1 or 4-2 versus the Lakers. So I could see them. And of course, I would love to see a conference final between the Lakers and Clippers. We still haven't got it yet, but it would be fun to watch. But thanks for listening to the Sports Town Podcast, or the STP Pod for short. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and much more. Also, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Sports Town Podcast. If you want to check out more videos of the Sports Town Podcast, click on the right.